It's no surprise that I love Fujifilm X series cameras. In fact, I've owned the X100S and I still own the X30, X Pro 1, X-T10, X-T1, and I've had the X-T1 for over 2 years now. And if I'm honest, it's replaced 99% of the time anyway, my D600. Why is that? Well, let me just waffle on briefly about why I absolutely love the X-T1 and why it's my favourite camera at the moment. And while the D600 and many other full frame cameras have amazing capabilities that actually the X-T1 doesn't quite reach up to, the X-T1 has pretty much replaced it in the kit bag, pretty much. Now, it doesn't take a genius to notice that it is way smaller. It is way lighter than the D600. You want to give that a try if you've got big paws. It's a rugged, weatherproof body. In my hands at least, it fits well. I love that I can shoot in a what you see is what you get style. Using the electronic viewfinder, I can see the information I need. I can make the tweaks I need to the image right there on the fly. It just makes manual shooting so much easier. It makes my professional life that extra bit more fun. In fact, if you look at the dials on the top, they're so well laid out, they're easy to use. I haven't got complaints about them. Some people complained about this D-pad and use Sugru to improve it, and I noticed on the X-T10 that I got, Fujifilm did actually make that more pronounced, but that's not a big deal for me at all. I love this screen here. I love how it tilts. It's nice and clear. As you pull it up to your eye and look through, it'll send everything into the screen in the viewfinder. It's mirrorless, remember, so it's all electronic really, although there is an optical viewfinder and you might enjoy that. Many people do rave about it. I don't use it myself. I like to see what I'm going to get. The APS-C CMOS sensor that this camera has really does produce some fine images. I hate to use the word organic, but they really do feel like they have substance to them. The colours are just right. You can tweak it, you can play about with it. The RAWs are more than adequate. They're fantastic. In fact, it has everything that you're going to need really. I'm not a pixel peeper. I'm a working photographer, weddings, portraiture, etc., documentary style. So the RAW files work great when I need them. One of the amazing things about these RAW files, and Fujifilm are well known for it, you can recover highlights up to 3 stops at times, and that's pretty amazing. Now, the autofocusing is good. It's not superb. What I would say, if you're a sports photographer, it might not be the camera for you. But either way, load it up with a UHS 2 card. You won't suffer from buffering so much in your general shooting. Even on continuous high mode, for example with a couple coming down an aisle, kids running around, you might find that this camera does the job for you. For me, it's small and discreet, which helps me get the images that I really want without having to bowl into a wedding with a big fat D600 or even bigger. Most of the lenses I use were even bigger than this 51.4. So really, size wise, it's a no-brainer, and that might be something that you're thinking about for your health reasons too. For me, it's really because in the last quarter of a long shoot, I really start to notice the difference, and if I'm using light gear like this, that's a non-issue, and that really helps if you've been working professionally for quite a long time and you're used to long days. Might be an advantage for you. For me, it really is. But first and foremost, the camera works how I expect a camera to work. It's not complicated. Using the menus is nice and easy. In fact, one of the other features that I really like is the memory card slot being on the side. Much more practical than having it with the battery there, because if you've got a tripod mount attached there, that can be a problem. We're not comparing it to the X Pro 2, so the forthcoming, or if you're watching this in the future, X-T2. There's some fantastic technology in the X Pro 2 that I look forward to seeing transferred into the X-T2, because for me, this is the fit for me. I wouldn't say no to an X Pro 2, but this is ideal for me really. The images say it all. So it's evident that I love this camera. In fact, it's my favourite camera of all the cameras I have. Of the 3 bodies I use at a wedding, this is technically the main one, and I would replace the other 2 with X-T1s if it were really that necessary. That's how much I love the X-T1. Although it would be foolish to replace an X-T10 because it's relatively similar. Foolish to replace the X Pro 1 at the moment because it still has... Actually, we won't mention it in case you haven't watched the video. But yeah, I absolutely love this camera and what it can do. Of course, I love how it looks too. And I haven't gone into this on YouTube yet, but there is a psychological factor when you bowling with the big fat cameras like these, the real beasts, and as we mentioned with the huge lenses. Some people just react differently and not in the best way. Not in the way I want to shoot anyway, for nice, discreet, documentary style photography. The X-T1 does that for me. Of course, other bodies can do it too, but this is the one for me. I recommend you give it a go anyway. Give it a try. Don't buy it based on my video, but give it a try if you haven't already, based on my opinion and many other opinions out there. It's worth looking at. Check out the comments below. Get involved in the conversation. Thanks for watching.